The next technique which we are using is filtration, right? So filtration is a technique in which we separate the insoluble solid, that means, or you can say the suspended solid particles from a solvent. And for this filtration, we need two beakers, again of same size or of different size. We need a funnel, right? We need a filter paper, this, and what we need a stirrer as well, and what the sample I have choose to show the filtration is the water, and I have taken a sand in this petri dish, right? So what I am going to do, first I am going to make a sand solution. How I have made, see, I have just added a water into a beaker, as you can see, and I have added the sand into it, right? Then with the help of stirrer, I am just mixing it, and I am just making an effort to dissolve it so that we can able to see the suspended particles suspended all over in the water molecule. And you can see as the color of water is changing, it's no longer colorless, now it has got a brown color. That means the sand is getting dissolved. You can look, just make it more dissolved by just using the stirrer. Just stir it so that we can get almost brown color liquid. That means the color of water changes to a brown color, it no longer remain as colorless. Now you get to see that the water has almost become dirty now, right? So do you think that this kind of water is fit for drinking purpose? No, not at all, because the water that is fit for drinking purpose is a potable water that is colorless, tasteless, neutral, and even the pH 7, neutral pH. But now you can see the color has changed, so almost it leads to the change of pH as well as the taste also, right? So this is we have done. Now what I am doing, I am just keeping it aside and leave it undisturbed for a few minutes. Then what is going to happen? The sand particles being heavier will settle down, and as you can see, we can see the heavier sand particles settle down, but still the upper water is not clear. It has few sand molecules suspended in it. So, but we need the clean water, right? We need to separate the sand from the clean water, right? So, as I know the sand particles are bigger in size, they cannot pass through the filter paper, they cannot pass through the pore of the filter paper. So, I am just using the funnel and the filter paper to separate these components. The question must be arising in your mind, why I am not using the tea siever, because if I use a tea siever, these sand particles will easily pass through that tea siever and we will not get the sand particle and water separated. Similarly, I can use a cloth also, right? The cloth also has a semi-permeable membrane, or you can act as a semi-permeable membrane, or you can say it also has certain pores. But those pores are not good enough to separate the sand particles again. So neither we can use this tea siever nor we can use the cloth. If we wish to separate the sand particles from water, we need a filter paper. See, so I am just keeping it undisturbed, so let the more and more the sand settle down, right? See, this is a filter paper. How to use it? See, just you will get a circle of this filter paper. Just try to fold like this. Just make this kind of fold, a semicircle. Then fold it in a cone shape like this, and then just open it from this way so that it can get the shape of the mouth of the funnel. As we can see, there is a mouth of the funnel and this both resemble the shape. So we can use in this way. So before we use, we have to make a filter paper of this shape and you have to adjust accordingly in it, right, like this. So this filter paper has minute pores in it which will not allow the sand particles to flow through it. So just, and the side by we can say that see, more and more sand is settled down, but still the water is not clear. So how we are going to separate it? We will be using the the funnel containing the filter paper. So just carefully hold this filter paper, the funnel containing the filter paper, and start pouring the water into it like this. So what you'll get to see, just observe the observation, what you get to see the water droplet is going down, and the water which is going down has again the property of the, you can say, the pure water. It is not looking brown in color. It is actually a colorless. That means sand is just separated through it. I think you can easily compare the color of the water present in this solution and the water which is filling in this solution. See, the drop which are just falling down are of pure, you can say they appear to be a silver color, that means a colorless. What can see, so if we compare, see, it is a colorless solution. I think it is just taking a time, it takes actually a time to just carry out the filtration, because it is separating the particles, the sand particles, the bigger particles which do not pass through the filter paper, and we are just getting the liquid. I think it is visible to you that there is a difference in the color. This is almost colorless, and if we compare this liquid with this, it is not colorless, it is brown in color, right? So the principle behind it is that the sand particle being bigger in size are actually stopped by the pores of the filter paper, but the water molecules being smaller in size can easily pass through that pores of the filter paper. So that is why the sand just sticks to the filter paper and the water we get in a beaker. I think it's clear. It's almost, we have many drops in a beaker. We get to see certain level of water in a beaker. So when you compare it, at the end, what we are going to notice? We are going to notice that this filter paper color will no longer be remain white. It will turn into the brown color, because as we'll add more and more water to it, more and more sand particles will get separated. So at the end, it is going to be brown in color, because all the sand particles will just stick to this filter paper, and the whole of the water content will be accumulated in this container. So I think the color is clear. So if I compare this solution with this, so just let me keep this funnel this side, because it is taking time to just separate it. So we will be comparing the color of the filter paper as well. So you can just compare, you can notice that, see, this is the color of the water, almost colorless, which resemble the clean water, and it is the muddy water. So this is how we separate it, right? And also we'll just, you can say, see the difference in the color of the filter paper as well. So see, this is the filter paper which we have used, and this is the filter paper, the new filter paper which it was actually. So when it is going to remove more and more sand particles, it is going to turn brown, because all the sand particles will actually be sticking on this filter paper. So this is how we carry out the filtration for separating the, you can say, the soluble, insoluble suspended particles from any mixture.